Can you hear me?
Test. I can hear you.
Good?
Yep.
All right. Paul, Dan, Paul.
Hey, Dan. Nice to meet you, buddy.
All right. You ready, Dan? Good. All right. Welcome to Wild Rose High School for this afternoon's girls-boys, or game 2 of the girls-boys doubleheader here tonight as the Assumption Royals take on the Wild Rose Wildcats. Assumption picked up a girls game 57-30 win over Wild Rose just about 20 minutes ago here at Wild Rose High School. Steve Maves, Dan Lau, Paul Jake Linsky with you here this afternoon for game 2 as the Assumption Royals look to get back-to-back wins. A nice win last night for the Assumption Royals over Athens. They trailed 32-31 at halftime. An outstanding performance. I talked about it a lot during the broadcast last night. Andrew Scher from Athens could not miss in that first half, 22 points. Finished with just 2 in the second half, but a nice home win for the Royals last night.
Yeah, absolutely, Steve. You know, again, one of the cool things about this time of the year for a coach is you're trying to replicate situations you hope to see down the road in late February, early March. So, again, as you kind of look forward for Coach Paltz, you're talking about a Friday night, Saturday night, you know, that regional final, so you get that quick turnaround time. So I think it's a good opportunity for Assumption boys to be able to go ahead and replicate that opportunity. And last night, JT Schlafer was absolutely outstanding. He used his quickness, and I thought he really took over in the second half and did a lot of things, not only to create for teammates, but just to go ahead and play ball. So looking forward to see if he can continue to build on that success.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing next week as well. Abbotsford Friday night, turn around against one of the 4 teams left undefeated in boys basketball in Kohler. The Assumption boys doing that next week as well. So
rumor has it the officiating in the Kohler game is going to be bad, so please save your hate mail kind of beforehand for the take a look at it. But yeah, looking forward to going ahead and seeing that particular matchup. Kohler, I believe, has, I think they're ranked 4 in the state. They're one of 4 undefeated boys teams left. And, from everything I hear, it should be a fun matchup. But I think we're going to have a good one here today here in Wild Rose as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Wild Rose coming off a big-time win over Tri-County last night. I think it ended up being 6 or 8 point win, but nonetheless a win for the Wild Rose Wildcats in the Central Wisconsin South Conference. Starting lineup's going to be introduced here momentarily. We'll turn over to to Athletic Director Steve Yeska for our starting. Or I guess we'll keep it here. I usually have a second mic, so we'll just keep it here. As usually turn myself down and put it out there, but we'll do them. We know all the kids, so. Starting, that's all right. No, we're good. Starting for the Assumption Royals, as they do, sophomores and 1 senior. Sophomore number 1 is Logan Nystrom. Sophomore number 3 is Chase Lieberg. Senior number 10 is Jack Wiedmeyer. Sophomore number 11 is JT Schlafer. And sophomore number 14 is Ron Board. And for the Wild Rose Wildcats, 5-11 on the year, 3-6 in the CWC South. They're going to start with a senior, Evan Tratz, number 10. Senior number 20 is Jackson Zacharias. A sophomore number 21 is Wyatt Bowen. A junior number 22 is Logan Erdman. And a junior number 32 is Jaden King. So, again, we want to thank Steve Yeska and the Wild Rose Athletic Department not inviting us, but welcoming us in very nicely once again here to Wild Rose. A beautiful gym, beautiful scene here in Wild Rose.
So, Steve, you can probably tell me a little bit more, and then our VIP members, or if you're interested for more information on the following statement, you can find more information on that on Zaleski Sports. But Wild Rose is in what sectional? I believe that Assumption, they're both Division 5 teams. Assumption's going Southwest with perhaps Columbus, Royal. I believe that those seeds are due. The first bracket is due to be released. What sectional does Wild Rose go to? What direction do they go?
I believe they may be in the same. I know on the girls' side they're in with Assumption, and
so I think on the girls' side they go southeast with Assumption, but I think on the boys' side there's a different number, and as a result, I think they're in a different sectional. But
could be.
And when you look at it, if you have people that are interested, as we find out what sectional they're in, if they have people that are interested in kind of getting a sneak peek on that, can you tell the folks at home on what they need to do to find it?
Yeah, head over to ZaleskySports.com. It only costs you $5 a month to see our bracket projections and seed projections and all that. So as Jason Zaleski has mentioned a couple of times, if you just go over there, pay the $5 this month or for the next 30 days or whatever it was, and then you just you sign up for a month and you cancel right away. We're not going to be heartbroken. You see what you want to see, and see what happens.
So they are in sectional 2. They would be in with Ullman, Bancroft, Pacelli, those type of teams, and on the bottom of that, it looks like maybe it's Lord's Academy, Reedsville. So anyway, if you're interested, go check out Zaleski Sports.
Opening tip went to Wild Rose, and JT Schlafer came down awkwardly on his right knee after that jump ball. So we'll see how that plays out here today. 5-11 Wild Rose, 7-10 Assumption. Foul is going to go on Chase Lieberg here in the opening moments of this one. Assumption knocked out Wild Rose of the playoffs last year. That was a game Ryan Shaw for Assumption scored his 1,000th point down here in Wild Rose.
First opportunity for me to see the traveling blue uniforms for the Royals. Again, we know there was a new set of uniforms due to some water damage. So I like the blues.
Yeah, very sharp, that's for sure. Wild Rose taking off so far 40 seconds on their opening possession. Looking down low to Jaden King. Going baseline is Erdman. Spins back. Back to the top of the key for Jackson Zacharias. Erdman down low. Has the height advantage. Doesn't take advantage of it. Erdman back out to Zacharias. The runner is up and good. Good offensive possession for Wild Rose. And they lead 2-0.
Very patient. A couple post touches. A little inside-out action. And it looks like they're going to come out and I thought maybe it was going to be a 2-3, but that's definitely a man, I would think.
Yeah, man-to-man defense against the Assumption Royals. JT Schlafer in the lane. He gets fouled, and we'll head to the free throw line. The Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line. Call Jamie Wenzel a Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened. Foul's going to go on Jackson Zacharias. 16:44 here in the first. JT's first free throw is off the mark. JT last night, 24 points in their win. 11 in the first half, 13 in half number 2.
I thought one of the great things with JT last night, he was so explosive. He made so many nice plays down the lane, opened up for teammates. Just really, I thought, stepped up to the challenge. That was a 1-point game at the half. And in the second half, Assumption took over, and I thought that was primarily fueled by JT.
Jaden King with it. Resets things to Evan Trask, the senior. Zacharias near midcourt for the Cats, leading 2-1. Just underway. There's a three-pointer for Evan Trask, left short, rebounded by JT. Schlafer showing off his speed quickly into the front court. Jack Wiedemeyer in the corner. As Coach Pultz does, very high praise for Jack Wiedemeyer. Logan Nystrom buries the 3 for Assumption. They lead 4-2.
It's going to be an adjustment they're going to need to make. If not, it's going to be a long day for Wild Rose. Logan, of course, right now in the sitting near the top of the WIAA leaderboard as there's a steal by Schlafer, and up the floor they go. Pass to Wiedemeyer.
Yeah, wonderfully done. Jack got fouled. A late call. The hoop and the harm for Jack Wiedemeyer. And as I mentioned right before Logan's three-pointer, just the praise that Coach Pulse has had for Jack the last number of years. But outstanding leader on this young Assumption team.
You know, one of the underrated aspects of Jack's game is how valuable he is defensively. Every night, it seems like Coach Pultz has got him on the other team's best player, top guard, and I thought he was really disruptive last night in the second half versus Athens. It really hurt their flow in the way they were able to get into the game.
6-2 Assumption, 15:40 to go here in the first half. Trask goes baseline against Wiedemeyer, spins. He's going to get fouled on the floor against Wiedemeyer. It's going to go against Wiedemeyer or Nystrom. It'll go on Logan Nystrom. Reminder, today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Sparhawk Trucking. They become one of the area's leading trucking companies, reliably hauling for over 44 years. Come work for the best and learn more at SparhawkTrucking.com. Evan Trask on the right side, hands it off to Jackson Zacharias. Zacharias goes baseline, kicks it out to Trask against Wiedemeyer. There's going to be a foul on Jack with 15:24 to go here in the first.
One thing you can see already is Wild Rose is going to try to go ahead and space Assumption out. They're going to try to attack the basket. That's already 3 personal fouls, 5 called in the game already in the first 3 minutes, in terms of where it goes, but very patient on offense.
Trask still looking to inbound. Finds his outlet. That's Wyatt Bone. Trats on the right side. Looking out at Jaden King. Nothing doing. So far, good job by Ron Board for Assumption defensively against the bigger Jaden King. Trats goes baseline. Up and can't get it to go. Tipped there. King comes away with the rebound. Bowen to Zacharias. 15 minutes to go first half. Cats reset things. Free throw line. Back out to Trats. Three-pointer for Evan is airballed. Rebounded by King. And that one's airballed as well. Rebound taken by Logan Nystrom. 14:45 to go.
Again, Wild Rose getting some good offensive possessions as they lose Nystrom again.
And can't get the friendly roll. A lot of contact. It's going to be out of bounds to Wild Rose with 14:37 to go.
We've nicknamed Jordan Jaglinski and Logan Nystrom the sophomore snipers at Assumption. It's with both of them, when that three-pointer goes up and they're open, you're almost surprised when it doesn't go in. Logan's got a really great stroke, spends a lot of time in the gym.
There's going to be a foul as Jack Wiedmeyer hits the floor hard. Foul's going to go on Evan Trats. And a right hip for Wiedmeyer. Coming up a little limber here with 14:26 to go.
Yeah, it took a hard fall. It looked like he fell on his hip. Again, Jack's a tough guy. He'll go ahead and he'll definitely go ahead and shake that off.
And just like that, he cuts to the basket. Back out to Nystrom. He's going to try another one, and off the back rim is going to be out of bounds to Assumption with 14:10 to go.
That's going to be the announcer jinx. I apologize to Logan up front in terms of how that goes. But again, getting a lot of good looks. If he continues to do that, going to be a good day for Assumption.
Schlafer on the right side. The runner is off the mark and going to be fouled on JT Schlafer with 14 minutes to go as Owen Hagen will check in for the Royals. Whether you need residential, commercial, or industrial electrician work, you can rely on Econ Electric, where every job is done safe, done right, on time, every time. That's Econ Electric, Wisconsin Rapids. 6-2 Royals, 14 minutes to go.
Whether it's positive or negative, Econ Electric always conducts business, so it's good stuff.
That's going to be over the head of Logan Erdman. Brackets coming out for girls on Sunday the 11th. That's Super Bowl Sunday, a week from tomorrow. The boys brackets, Daytona 500 Sunday, the 18th. Hockey brackets, some of them already released. A lot of meetings tomorrow around the state.
It's getting to be about the best time of the year with the brackets coming out. Again, I assume that we're going to see the Spash Panthers very high in the hockey bracket. I believe that they're in line for a 1 or a 2 seed. In terms of where it goes, I know that Eau Claire Memorial is also, a Zaleski Sports network, and they're very high up on as well. I haven't watched them yet, but I would almost guarantee a Superior is probably going to be high. That's going to be a foul on number 20, Zacharias.
That's going to be Jackson's second foul with 13:21 to go. So that bracket, I think that came out on Wednesday. That was the only section so far that came out. Chippewa Falls, number 1. Spash was second. Hudson was third, and Memorial, I think, was fourth. So
I've had an opportunity to see you call a couple games this year from a hockey perspective, and it appears that the hockey around central and western Wisconsin this year is in a fantastic place.
Outstanding, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, Hudson knocked off Eau Claire Memorial twice in double overtime. That one's off the mark, rebounded by Evan Trats. And then there's going to be an offensive foul on Wyatt Bowen, getting in the way of Jack Wiedmeyer with 12:56 to go.
So we're, call it 5 minutes and some change into this ball game. We've got 8 points, 9 fouls. Again, just kind of a tough start taking a look at it. Now, the good news for Assumption is they're getting a lot of good looks, and I think they're going to be able to go ahead and knock some of those shots down. But just kind of a choppy start as we begin this one here, Steve.
Yeah, and there's nothing. I mean, the officiating crew doing a wonderful job. There's the fouls that are being called are definitely fouls. Logan Nystrom for 3 is left short. Going to be saved by Schlafer up ahead to Wiedmeyer. Lieberg lost it again. And Chase Lieberg tackles Richard Button. And that's going to be Chase's second foul with 12:33 to go in the first.
So Steve, to compliment just to build off your statement to compliment this officiating crew, there have been some really hard falls in this game, and they've done a great job of making sure that they've maintained control and staying on top of it. Again, one of the better crews in the area, but doing a really great job, because if not, there's some hard plays in this game.
Yeah.
Both ways.
Yep, absolutely. And just going back to that playoff game last year, got very chippy down the stretch in the Assumption's playoff win over Wild Rose. And so far, same here. Schlafer with it. 6-2 Assumption. Jack Wiedmeyer got it knocked out of bounds by Evan Tratz with 12:10 remaining in the first.
Any insight you can provide in terms of when the boys' brackets will come out, or when some of those seed projections will be available, Steve?
Yeah, the girls are coming out on Monday as Logan Nystrom left it short, rebounded by Jaden King. On ZaleskiSports.com, VIP members see the girls' projected brackets on Monday, and the boys coming out on Tuesday of this upcoming week.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then I think Mike Wenlett, our bracket extraordinaire and seed ranking expert, is going to try and do one on Saturday before the girls' brackets come out on Sunday to see just how accurate he is. Evan Tratz, strong take to the basket for Wild Rose.
I'll tell you what, that is an impressive move. Really good footwork by Tratz on that time, where he went down, set his feet, then spun on the inside and was able to go ahead and power finish with his right hand. Impressive move. 6'4", 11:15 here to go in the first half.
Manny Schultz over to Logan Nystrom. Logan a little bit closer. The foul is going to be called on Logan Nystrom.
That's going to be his second, Steve. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Pulse goes to his bench or if he trusts him to go ahead and play with 3. And just like that, here comes Owen Hagan for him.
11:06 to go, 6-4. Cats Royals on top here.
Next Royal foul will go ahead and put Wild Rose in the bonus.
Evan Tratz with it now, near midcourt. And it's going to be loose, still loose. It's going to be Owen Hagan was out of bounds, I believe.
And number 10, no, you got a foul on number 10, I believe, or on 11. Yep, so on JT. And number 10 is going to be shooting bonus.
Schlafer's going to pick up his second foul. And Evan Tratz will head to the free throw line for bonus free throws here with 10:52 to go in the first half. Mariani Packaging Company, located on the east side of Wisconsin Rapids, is just 15 minutes from Plover, is hiring for full-time day and night shift food manufacturing positions. They're available at the largest independent dried fruit processor and packer in the U.S. Visit Mariani.com to view open positions. That's MARIANI.com.
Somebody's got to be back.
So Tratz to the free throw line with an opportunity to go ahead and tie this ball game up.
First one off the mark, rebounded by Manny Schultz. Wiedmeyer.
I thought Manny gave some really good minutes last night and competed hard as well. Again, only the 2 seniors for the Assumption boys, but I thought both of them are really starting to find their groove down the stretch here.
Yeah, absolutely right. Manny Schultz with it in the corner, goes baseline, kicks back out to Wiedmeyer. Royals haven't scored in quite a while. Owen Hagan on the right wing. The runner for Owen is off the mark, rebounded by Ron Board. Ron throws it up there and almost got it to go. Ron will head to the Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line. Called Jamie Wenzel a Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened. Foul's going to go on number 14, Richard Button. Board at the line for 2. This one for Ron is good. We've had a couple of good games already today on the network. Arrowhead had a steal and a made layup at the buzzer to knock off Marquette University High School today.
If you have not watched that yet, go to Zaleski Sports, click on it, go to the end of that ball game. You will thank yourself. And if you're a coach, you probably don't want to do that because you probably want to rip your hair out. But that is one of the most insane endings I've seen in a long time. A good win for, it was Arrowhead, right? Yep, good win for Arrowhead.
Taken away by Manny Schultz for Assumption with 10 minutes to go in the half. J.J. Oswald checked in, and he's going to let a 3 fly and left it short. Rebounded by Jaden King. Evan Tratz for the Cats with it now.
one of the things that's happened with the Cats is that their spacing has, they were so patient in the beginning of the ball game. All of a sudden, their spacing has not come from there. We'll see if they can get themselves back on track.
Erdman tries a three. Rebound taken by Owen Hagen for Assumption. Under 10 minutes to go, 8-4 Royals. Jack Wiedmeyer setting up the offense here. Blows right past Manny Schultz, kicks it out. JJ is going to try another one for three. Back rim. Rebound tipped out by Jack Wiedmeyer. And it'll be Assumption basketball with 9:27 to go.
Interesting on that. So Wiedemeyer tipped it in the backcourt, and Assumption went ahead and controlled it. So why is that allowed? Because, again, the tip is not considered to be control. So even though Assumption's the last team to control it or to touch it, it's not controlled by them because of the shot. So just for those running at home.
9:10 to go here in the first. 8-4 Assumption. Jaden King, or Evan Tratz now, he's going to get called for the travel with 9 minutes to go in this first half. Quality Plus Printing in Wisconsin Rapids can help your business with all your printing service needs. Banners, labels, postcards, programs, and so much more with quality custom work. Quick turnaround and great customer service. Visit qpprinting.com. Quality Plus Printing, gladly getting your works out in Wisconsin Rapids.
Quality Plus does a great job. Again, it's so important. Zaleski Sports is able to bring you, basketball without a subscription fee because of our many great sponsors. So when you can visit them, I strongly recommend, and we thank you when they do. Quality Plus is we are personally, I'm a customer, and I think they do a great job. I would strongly recommend them.
Yeah, Phil Hartley, one of the nicer guys around the area. Ron Board gets fouled, and he'll head to the Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel free throw line. Call Jamie Wenzel a Serve Pro for the number one choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened. Some exciting news, I think, out of the Assumption tennis program. Talked to Phil Hartley before the girls' game on Thursday, and he had mentioned that girls' tennis expecting to have a really good fall next year. Possibly trying to get into the Cooley Conference for the first time in Assumption tennis history, getting to a conference. So
that would be very nice for them. Again, first time they sent the team to state last year. His board makes the second one, making this 9-4. That was Vollard and Shaw that were able to make it down there. Again, the numbers have been really growing. Phil's doing a nice job with the tennis program, which makes some sense.
Jackson Zacharias to the rim, can't finish. Rebounded by Manny Schultz. Royals got away with that one as there were two guys on one player. I think somebody was playing zone, so the rest were playing man. So Owen Hagen in the lane. The runner for Owen is good and one. Owen Hagen going to the line for +1.
That's excellent back-to-back plays where Assumption has been able to go ahead and get in the lane. On the previous play, it was Wiedemeyer that got it downhill and had the great find to board, which sent him to the line. Now that was Owen Hagen with nice patience, getting himself to that mid-range, knocking it down. 11-4, 8:07 here to go. Both teams down the bonus, so we're going to have free throws each way on the fouls. But again, officials did a really nice job controlling in the beginning. It's starting to have a little bit more flow now.
Hagen at the line, and one is good for Owen. 8 minutes to go here in the first half. 12-2 or 12-4 Assumption. Royals on top. Evan Tratz on the left side. Puts his head down and can't get that one to go. Rebound taken by Ron Board, and then Erdman has the steal, and then Evan Tratz is going to pick up. Timeout's going to be taken by Coach Paltz. We'll do the same. 7:46 to go in the half. Full timeout. Back after this. Zaleski Sports. Welcome back to Wild Rose High School. The Royals leading 12-4 here with 7:46 to go. Steve Maves, Dan Lau, Paul J. Glinsky here from Wild Rose High School. We'll be back with you. We got a number of games on Monday coming up, as well as a whole slate of games on Tuesday on Zaleski Sports. I'll just say Mike will probably have them ready tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night up on the ZaleskiSports.com. Manny Schultz out to Owen Hagen. The runner for Owen throws it up there. It's going to be out of bounds to Wild Rose with 7:31 to go in the first half. Pick up all your pets' favorites from Fleet Farm. Find everything from food and treats to toys and health products under one roof. From all the brands you trust, dogs or cats, they've got you covered. Shop your pets' everyday essentials at Fleet Farm. I think Manny Schultz is over the line. That may have been the quick call. $7:20 to go. Evan Tratz puts his head down all the way to the basket. Evan's got 4. It's 12-6 Assumption. As some debris on the floor. Quick look for our official, and
so 7 minutes to go here in this first half. 12-6, Assumption up by 6. Looks like Wild Rose has adjusted and gone to a 1-3-1. That's obviously a very familiar look that the girls play as well. Interesting how certain programs, Marathon comes to mind, they ingrain that 1-3-1 throughout the program, kind of just becomes part of the culture.
Yeah, absolutely. As some history made at Marathon last night. We'll get into that maybe during our Key Savings Bank halftime report, as the Marathon Red Raiders now have an new all-time leading score, as Jack Wiedmeyer hit a big one last night, hit a couple big ones last night. Buries the 3 there with 6.5 to go. Yeah,
congratulations to Grant Warren. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Again, you talk about ZaleskiSports.com, Steve. For those of you that have not been following the hard knocks behind the scenes with Marathon, you should definitely go check those episodes out. You'll get a great perspective for Coach Jacobson. I think there's a couple real inspirational moments there, but Zaleski's doing a great job. It's been fun to go ahead and see that.
There's a 3-pointer on the left side off the mark. Jaden King with the rebound for Wild Rose. Erdman for 3, left wing is good.
Erdman says, I see your 3, Jack Wiedemeyer, and I raise you 3. 15-9, 6 minutes to go. Officials did a really good job early. Again, I just compliment to the crew. They called the fouls early. Now this game has got flow. Everybody kind of knows where the line is. It's really well done by this crew.
5:45 to go, and not always easy to, granted, on our side, not always easy to have back-to-backs broadcasting, but to officiate back-to-back games is not always easy. Running up and down the court for 4 hours is a lot.
Well, and again, it's one of those deals where staying mentally sharp and understanding that each game and the flow in each situation is a little bit different. Yep. Speaking of great finishes, that Wausau East Marshfield finish last night was a terrific game. Big win for the Tigers as they now take control of the Valley Conference. Really an exciting game. We've been blessed on Zaleski Sports to bring such good finishes as of late. Hopefully people go and check that one back out. East is going to be a tough out in Division 2, and Marshfield just continues to get better and better each game.
Yeah, we've had a lot. Obviously, with as many games that we do every week and every month and every year now, you're going to have some crazy finishes, and we continuously see them here down the stretch now into February. It's going to just keep on getting crazier as we get into the end of the winter season, as Jack Wiedmeyer hits another 3.
Doing a nice job setting his feet, knocking it down as the Royals extend their lead to 18-9 with 4:45 here to go in the first half.
Evan Tratz with it for the Wild Rose Wildcats. Jackson Zacharias, Jaden King swings around. Erdman for 3. It is off the mark. Rebounded by Manny Schultz.
That's a good look by Erdman. Again, did a nice job setting his feet. Came off a down screen, knocked it down, tried to answer Jack like he did last time, but this time unsuccessful.
1-3-1 zone, as Paul mentioned, for the Wild Rose Wildcats. 4:15 to go here in the first half. 18-9 Assumption.
It's interesting with this 1-3-1. They're more compacted in than really trying to trap hard, which is something you don't always see with a 1-3-1.
Wiedemeyer's going to try it again. Same spot. A little bit strong that time. Rebounded by Jaden King for Wild Rose.
You could actually start to see the smoke coming out of his hand if that came in, because Jack was about to be on fire. Good-looking shot, just long.
Yep. Evan Tratz with it now against Jack Wiedemeyer. Picks up his dribble. Jaden King resets. Chase Lieber getting ready to check in. 3:40 to go here in the first. 18-9 Assumption. And Royals back in action next week. I know for sure they have Thursday or Friday and Saturday against Abbotsford and Kohler. There's going to be a traveling call on Jackson Zacharias. Off the top of my head, not sure if they play before that.
No, they just play the two. So the schedule next week is the girls are at Marathon on Tuesday. Girls are at Abbotsford on Thursday. Boys are at, I'm not sure if Abbotsford's at home or not for the boys on Friday. And then on Saturday, I know they host Kohler.
Yeah, at Abbey, I'm pretty sure, on Friday night.
You know, Steve, talking about it last night, so I know that on that opening play, Schlafer kind of came down on his knee a little bit awkwardly. You had talked about that. JT has sat a long time in this half.
The runner for Wiedemeyer off the mark. Yeah, after he picked up that second foul, he's Royals in early foul trouble have been pretty good as of the last number of minutes here. As Jackson Zacharias right into the hands of Zacharias, who was stepping out of bounds, or who's standing out of bounds, back to the Royals with 3 minutes left.
I see that Coach Paultz is trusting Logan back in the game now with 2 fouls. Again, probably trying to save JT to go ahead and get that offense flowing. Up 9, 3 minutes to go. Makes sense in terms of where it goes. It's just it's interesting to watch Assumption without JT. He's such a dynamic playmaker for them.
Nystrom, Owen Hagen on the left side. 2:45 to go here in the first. Nystrom in the corner. Gets double teamed off of Tratz with 2:38 left. Pick up all your pets' favorites from Fleet Farm. Find everything from food and treats to toys and health products under one roof. From all the brands you trust, dogs or cats, they've got you covered. Shop your pets' everyday essentials at Fleet Farm.
I really like the line underneath one roof. Well done, as you look for pet food. So many good things at the Man's Mall.
Owen Hagen, a long three, buries the triple for the Royals. They lead 21-9.
One of the things for the Assumption for the Royals is they have done such a good job of starting to go ahead and find their identity, find that spacing, knocking down that 3 ball.
Left wing for Wyatt Bowen, back over to Erdman. Schultz and Ford getting ready to check in. Evan Tratz up again, finishes again for Wild Rose. He's got 6 here in the half.
And each time he's doing such a good job jump stopping, setting his feet, and then getting downhill to really go ahead and get those finishes. Really a nice-looking ball player. 21-11, nice ball game here, 1:50 to go.
Owen Hagen with it against Erdman. Going to get called for the double dribble with 1:45 to go. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. It's at mutualofwausau.com. Find agents near you. Ron Borden and Manny Schultz back into the game for Assumption. Manny Schultz gave Coach Paul some great minutes, as that was going to be taken by Owen Hagen. The foul is going to go on Logan Erdman, and Owen Hagen will head to the free throw line.
So Owen was a little bit confused there. So again, follows on white 22. Owen thought that maybe he got caught for it. I think he was mostly upset that he didn't go ahead and grab that, because I think he had visions that he was going to go ahead and get a dunk off of that. So
30-second timeout for Assumption. Back after this quick break. So Lesky Sports.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale. We have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Welcome back to Wild Rose High School. 1:44 to go here in the first half. Owen Hagen headed to the free throw line. He had an and one earlier in this half, so 1 for 1 from the line so far for Owen. Erdman picked up his third foul on that play. Owen with the high spin bounce. First one is perfect for Owen.
It was interesting. I watched a little bit of that Milwaukee-Portland game the other night, and I had not seen them count in a little while. It only makes me think of that because Owen's got a long free throw routine there. But effective as he's now 3 for 3 on the ball game, and he's got a really good-looking stroke.
8 points in the first half for Owen Hagen, 23-11 Assumption. Trask quickly into the front court for Wild Rose. Hands off to Zacharias.
Also interesting to note that J.J. Oswald back in the ball game for Assumption, so Coach Baltz is going to go ahead and let Nystrom sit with those 2 fouls.
Hands it back off to Bowen. Into the game back into the game, Richard Button, number 14. Zacharias open for 3, is off the rim, rebounded by Manny Schultz. Another nice rebound by Manny with 1:08 to go.
23-11, 12-point ball game. Again, this last minute I think is crucial for both teams. Assumption would love to be able to extend this to 14, 15-point lead, and if you're Wild Rose, you'd love to be able to cut it to single digits between now and the end. So we'll see how this last minute goes, but from a coaching perspective, really an important minute here.
On board, Jack Wiedmeyer, Manny Schultz. Back out to J.J. Oswald. Hagen all the way to the basket, lost it for a second. Ron Board. Yeah, not the guy you want to handle the ball. 30 seconds left is Ron, but Royals have 25 seconds left.
Assumption being very patient. Again, somewhere we can hear the boss, Jason Zaleski, whispering, shot clock. But again, Assumption doing a great job of going ahead and controlling the ball for one. Going to get that last shot now.
15 seconds left. Wiedmeyer. 10 seconds left. Under 10. Wiedmeyer, top of the key, steps into a wide open 3, left it short. Jaden King with the rebound. And Tratz, the 3/4 court shot is wide right. And we've played 18 minutes here in the first from Wild Rose. It is the Assumption Royals 23, Wild Rose Wildcats 11. We'll be back in about 2.5 minutes here on Zaleski Sports.
Wisconsin River Orthopedics has been providing comprehensive care to Wood County for over 50 years. We offer urgent care for orthopedic pain and injuries, joint replacement, along with focused sports medicine care from evaluation to rehabilitation. Our facilities offer a spacious rehab center to get you back to doing what you love most, along with the latest technology in our ambulatory surgery center and a comfortable open MRI. Stop living with pain and limited range in your joints. Turn to Wisconsin River Orthopedics and get back to the way life is meant to be.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Welcome. How may we help you?
New windows, new garage, new car, swimming pool. Tuition, we're not talking scholarship here. And a vacation.
Our affordable home equity line of credit may be just what you need.
Medical expenses, braces for our youngest. How about the dog? Roof. How about the roof? And did I mention how long I wanted that vacation to be?
Your money, your life. How may we help you?
Welcome back to Wild Rose High School. Time now for your Key Savings Bank halftime report. Key Savings Bank, unlock the best home, auto, personal. I got to make sure I get this right. Unlock the best home, auto, commercial, and personal loans in the Rapids area. Key Savings Bank, no matter what you're financing, Key Savings Bank has a personal touch, but you ease. Dream big, small rates. Key Savings Bank. First half scoring first for the Wild Rose Wildcats. Evan Tratz has 6. Jackson Zacharias with 2, and Logan Erdman with 3. For the Assumption Royals, it is Logan Eistrom with 3, Owen Hagen with 8, Jack Wiedemeyer with 8, JT Schlafer with 1, and Ron Board with 3. Coming up on Monday on Zaleski Sports, had it on here. Here we go. I have too many tabs open. On Monday, Pacelli hosting Wittenberg Burnhamwood at boys basketball. Fond du Lac is at Kaukauna in boys basketball. Columbus Catholic at Spencer in girls basketball. Eau Claire Memorial is playing host to La Crosse Central in girls basketball. On Tuesday, had an added game here. It will be Oconomowoc at Kettle Moraine on Tuesday night for boys basketball. Matt and Eli appreciate all their hard work getting our games live down in the Milwaukee area. New market for us, and appreciate all their hard work. On Tuesday on Zaleski Sports, again, we got a lot of them for you, including that Oconomowoc. Oconomowoc is at Kettle Moraine on Tuesday, along with a lot of girls. We'll go through the boys' games because there's more girls' games on Tuesday. Columbus Catholic is at McDonald in boys basketball. Marshfield is at Eau Claire North in boys basketball. And Port Edwards is at Iowa Scandinavia, along with that Oconomowoc and Kettle Moraine game on Tuesday night. The rest of them are girls. Merrill at Spash, Pittsville at Pacelli, Northland Pines at Mosinee, Assumption at Marathon, Owen Withee is at Loyal, Iowa Scandinavia is at Amherst, Greenwood is at Columbus, Edgar is at Auburndale, Wausau West is at DC Everest. All those games can be found live and free, of course, ZaleskiSports.com.
Steve, is McDonald Central having in the years past, they've been such a strong team. So anytime you get Columbus Catholic and McDonald Central on the boys matched up, it kind of perks my ears up and it makes me go, ooh. That could be an excellent, outstanding contest.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's who Newman beat in the state championship game last year, boys.
Yep. And again, McDonald Central was the team that knocked off Solon Springs, the current Division 5 #1. So that should be an interesting, that'll be an interesting sectional. And if I'm not mistaken, I maybe I missed it, but Spash and Marshfield girls match up next week, I believe, at some point. I'm sure that's going to be on the network, but I think that's for the final valid. That might be next week, Thursday or Friday.
Yep. Friday at Marshfield. Yep, Spash and Marshfield girls on Friday night. If Spash wins, they win the conference. So.
Yeah, so I mean the Wisconsin Valley, you're right at the time of the year when you're looking at the conference championships being wrapped up, or where that picture is going to start to come into fruition. So I think that's the case. You had made mention earlier that we're going to talk a little bit about some of the news that we saw last night. So congratulations to Cameron Sherrick, who scored a 1,000-point. And more importantly, let's talk about what happened over at Marathon.
Yeah, Grant Warren becoming the all-time leading scorer at Marathon High School, surpassing Cody Honke, who is we have a group chat going on Facebook. I played against Cody in high school. He was a year older than I was. I went to Amherst. He went to Marathon. You mentioned the Marathon 1-3-1 zone. That team, I think that senior year they won the state championship. That team that Marathon had, Cody Honke's senior year, just unbeatable in the 1-3-1 zone. Had a 6'8", 6'9" guy at the top of the zone, and of course had all the playmakers behind him. But Grant Warren finishing last night. Still, obviously, quite a ways to go. 1,456 points. I believe Cody Honke was at 14-41, I think, or something like that. So, yeah, Grant Warren, absolutely outstanding watching him grow the last number of years in the Merriwood South.
It's interesting to see the similarities between him and Cody. Both were fantastic baseball players, so multiple sport athletes. Again, both got better each year as they progressed and kind of grew in the body a little bit. Again, of course, Grant going to Northern Michigan, committed on that Division II scholarship. So congratulations to Grant. Again, if you want a little bit more information on Grant, I would strongly recommend that you check out the behind the scenes. I don't know if we're calling it Hard Knocks or
it's All Access.
It's Zaleski Sports All Access. But for those that maybe not be familiar with it and you're looking to check it out, if you're interested in some Hard Knock or behind the scenes or hey, how do they do it over there, that's definitely a good opportunity to go kind of check that out. So 23-11 here in back to our ball game for just a second here as we begin the second half. What do you expect for adjustments, or what do you think we'll see here in the second half, Steve?
Yeah, I think the last 7-8 minutes of that first half, Assumption really took over and controlled offensively. A number of players on both sides in foul trouble in that first half, so we'll see how all that gets adjusted. But as you mentioned, once the first quarter of that first half, or the first half of that first half, after that was over and teams figured out the flow that they needed to do or needed to have, the flow really picked up and had a nice ring to it at the final moments of that first half.
I only laugh because Jason, of course, talks about it in quarters. I know it drives some of our group chat folks nuts that it's half. But the half of a half is a quarter, so I think you're safe in saying that. A couple other things kind of just check out once this ball game's over. So you got Caitlin Clark in Iowa taking on Maryland at Maryland tonight. That's a tough place to go ahead and victory. You get I believe it might even be going on right now, Houston and Kansas. Kansas is as a home dog to Houston at Fog Allen. I'm not sure the last time I can ever really remember that. And then, of course, for folks our age, tonight you get the first of two matchups with North Carolina and Duke.
Yep.
That should be on ESPN, so that'll be a fun game to have. And if you're interested in the local start, tomorrow at 11 on ESPN2, Lexi Donarski, who's now playing for North Carolina, of course, the former Aquinas star, former Miss Wisconsin basketball, a McDonald All-American, is taking on Virginia Tech, who is in the final game of the NCAA Women's Championship. So that's tomorrow morning on Sunday. So no sports on Zaleski, but if you're still looking for the opportunity to watch a couple ball games, and I believe somebody told me it's Pro Bowl weekend, but I believe that they're playing skill competition in flag football or something like that. And Coach Pultz is like to throw a disclaimer out there that you can still get hurt playing flag football, just as an FYI. So with that in mind, it's a long way to work that in, but 10 seconds to go here and we'll have our second half underway.
Yeah, I'm glad they got rid of the normal, quote-unquote normal Pro Bowl game, because it just became nonsense watching those guys run around and two-hand touch, barely even two-hand touch at times. So getting the skill competition is a lot like what they do in the NBA All-Star Weekend. They have all those skill contests, and then they play a game at the end. Maybe a game, not even really a game, but get the skill competition going a little bit nicer.
It's interesting watching the NBA All-Star game. It kind of reminds me of now watching Bucks basketball with the defense. Hopefully Doc Rivers can get that turned around. So second half underway, 23-11 Assumption with the basketball. Wild Rose comes back out in that 1-3-1 look.
And Logan Nystrom starts the second half with a long three-pointer as JT Schleifer couldn't get a handle of it. And it's going to be back to Wild Rose. Reminder, halftime was brought to you by Key Savings Bank. Unlock the best home, auto, commercial, and personal loans in the Rapids area. Key Savings Bank. No matter what you're financing, Key Savings Bank has personal touch to do it easy. Dream big, small rates. Key Savings Bank.
Just worked with them on a home auto, on an auto loan. They do an excellent job. And again, just want to make sure we encourage everybody that when you can, please go ahead and patronize and use our sponsors.
Yep, and that helps us obviously bring you all these games live and free when our salesmen have to go out and ask these fine businesses for money. They take a look at all the views that these games get. It's a great viewed game on the girls' side. Expect the same on the boys' side here today. Helps us out tremendously if you're able to go and view these games and help us bring you these games continuously free and live all year long.
Let them know that Steve's may have sent you. Now, it didn't help with the discount, but it's also good that they know when you take a look at it. Zacharias, again, doing a very nice job of getting to the basket. He's done that consistently today, drawing the first foul of the half.
And Chase Lieberg is going to pick up his fourth foul back-to-back there for Chase with 17 minutes to go.
one of those deals. That's a good hustle fall by Chase. It's one of those that tried to throw it deep. Chase took a look at it. In some regards, he needs to kind of treat that like the NFL cornerback, where he's got to get his head turned and maybe try to tip that thing away. Great hustle play, wrong place, wrong time. Fourth foul for him early in the half. And back into the game for Assumption in his place is number 2, Owen Hagen.
Yeah, not too bad of a replacement.
I was just going to say, he had 8 points in the first half and shot it really well. So one of those deals where Coach Pulse goes a little bit smaller but brings in the hot hand off the bench early.
It's going to be tipped out. I think that's one adjustment. You asked about adjustments in the second half. I think trying to get it in the post as Evan Tratz puts it up. Jaden King barely touched the ball in that first half, the big post player for Wild Rose. Didn't get a lot of post touches, and see if they go back to him a little bit more often.
My first opportunity to see Wild Rose, Evan Tratz is a really impressive ball player. I love his footwork. I love his body control. Such a powerful young man.
Logan Nystrom's going to try another 3, back rim, rebounded by King. Evan Tratz, outstanding athlete all around, football, basketball, probably a baseball player as well, but outstanding athlete here at Wild Rose.
Yeah, a senior. I see just taking a look at the roster. Really, like I said, just seeing him up front, very impressive ball game so far.
23-13 in favor of Assumption. Tratz with it now. The 2 seniors, Tratz and Zacharias, on this Wildcats team. Erdman with it in the corner. Back down low to King. And he's going to get fouled by Ron Board with 15:53 to go. Mutual Loss Insurance. I may have already read this one. That's all right. Mutual Loss Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualloss.com. Find an agent near you. Doesn't ever hurt to read them a couple times.
A second read is always important in terms of where it goes. It's like deja vu all over again.
Evan Tratz over to Erdman.
So once again, kind of a repeat of history, speaking of deja vu. So 3 quick fouls on the Royals here in the first 3 minutes of the second half. So once again, Assumption finding themselves kind of on the wrong side of the foul trouble.
Evan Tratz with it. Release 3 is good. Not much that Jack Wiedmeyer could do there. Hand in his face and still knocks down the 3.
Yeah, good defense by Wiedemeyer. Tip of the cap to Tratz. It happens from time to time. So we got a 7-point ball game here. 23-16, 15-15 to go in the second half, Steve.
Right side for Hagen.
As Jason would say, call your cousins, call your friends, let them know that we got a ball game brewing. Nystrom from 3 in the corner.
Nystrom's going to bury a 3, his first make of the half, first make for the Royals in the half, as he had shot 2 or 3 already. So a nice, confident shot there for Logan.
Shooter's got to keep shooting. It's one of those deals where, again, you put the time in the gym for that particular reason. Good to see Logan go ahead and knock one down.
14:48 to go here in the ball game. 26-16, Assumption on top.
That corner inbound is a really tough spot because you're not on the baseline. You almost have to throw it backwards towards the other team's basket. Unless, of course, you can get it to the kid right in front of you and step right back in. So, well, again, what do I know?
Zach Verdman over to Evan Tratz in the corner. Left wing 3 is good for Wyatt Bowen, the sophomore. Rolled right into it.
There's a nice-looking shot. Plant, pivot, turn, knock it down, young man. 26-19, again, reinforcing how big that Nystrom 3 was. 14:20 to go here.
Wiedmeyer skips it over to Hagen. Back out to Nystrom. Wiedmeyer on the right wing. Back over to Logan Nystrom. He's going to try another one and buries another one. Logan Nystrom, 6 here in the half. And the Royals back up 10.
2 teams are trading threes. Much better game flow going on. Back to a 10-point lead for Assumption.
Jackson Zacharias down low to King and puts it in. First points for Jaden King tonight. 29-21.
Good high-low post touch. Nice wing entry. 13:48 to go. 29-21. 8-point ball game. But King's a nice-looking ball player. That's a big young man.
Nystrom's going to try another one. That one too strong. And it's going to hit the wires here at Wild Rose with 13:36 to go. A little bit more high-tempo defensive pressure being put on by the Wildcats as well, as Manny Schultz checks in to guard Jaden King.
King, a nice-looking junior for Wild Rose. Assumption trying to find a nice way to match up. Manny, I thought, had a great half against him in the first half, worked hard, gets rewarded with some early playing time here in the second half.
Manny, much more beefier than Ron. Ron's a very strong young man, but Be hard-pressed to find somebody to be able to push Manny Schultz around. Doesn't matter. Erdman for three.
Love that. Not only does Erdman knock down the three, but Coach Hudick goes ahead and gives him a high five as he comes down the floor. So 13 minutes to go, 29-24, 5-point ball game here at Wild Rose.
I think it's Kevin Hudisak.
Hudisak, thank you. My apologies to those at home.
5-point game. Wiedmeyer to the basket. Schultz. Nystrom again. Too strong. Tipped up again. Nystrom comes away with it. Right elbow shot. Short that time.
Hudisak would be a great defensive lineman in the NFL in terms of where it goes. Hudisak, the quarterback, but neither here nor there.
5 points. Royals lead. Wild Rose coming out with a little bit extra juice here in the second half. There's an offensive foul on Evan Tratz with 12:23 to go. Hear the complaints from the Wild Rose side about he was moving. That doesn't really matter when you lower your whole body right into the defender as Logan Nystrom checks out.
I thought Wiedemeyer did a really great job of sliding his feet, keeping his body square, being in legal guarding position. And again, we talked about how impressive it is Tratz getting in the basket. Sometimes it happens when you're that big and strong.
Owen Hagen with it. J.J. Oswald on the left side. Manny Schultz out to Hagen. Back to Schultz at the free throw line. Kicks it. Schlafer in the corner. All the way to the basket. Finger roll for JT.
Shades of, I was going to say Sidney Moncrief there in terms of that baseline finger roll. Again, I just dated myself. My apologies for our younger viewers.
Erdman, quick release three, front rim, rebounded by J.J. Oswald for Assumption. 11:40 to go. Appreciate everyone tuning in this afternoon. We got a nightcap for you tonight. It's DC Everest hosting Merrill in girls basketball. Good friend Chris Conley on the call of that one, of course, at DC Everest High School. Schlafer out to Schultz to Wiedmeyer. And through the legs, tough pass there with 11:25 to go.
Speaking of DC Everest High School, that new athletic complex that they're building over at DC Everest, I believe it's going to have soccer and baseball fields. It is unbelievably impressive. If you've not seen it, you should go check it out. It is massive and impressive.
Haven't been there yet, but indoor practice football field and obviously soccer with that. And
I believe Mike Matthews told me 1,800 seats in there, full-size football field, two full-size baseball, softball diamonds. They're going to be able to host different things for the community. It's going to be pretty impressive.
Evan Tratz will head to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Next step, prosthetics, providing prosthetics and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact them today. It might be may or may not be a question, but obviously a full-size football field with all those seats. Are you allowed, again, maybe a dumb question, are you allowed to play indoor high school football in the state of Wisconsin?
I don't know if there's another facility. I don't think there's anything that would preclude you from doing it. I'm not sure there's another facility that could handle it, but perhaps for some of the inclement weather or maybe something like the 8-man championship down the road might be something that they consider. As Stratz knocks down 1 of 2, so you're 31-25, 11 minutes to go. But what a cool opportunity to have it. You got that dome in Rylander, and just the facilities just continue to get more and more impressive. So congratulations, DC Everest, for getting that built. Looking forward to going ahead and seeing that down the road.
Yeah, with the help of one of our fine sponsors, Green Hex. There's a three-pointer for J.J. Oswald, left short. J.T. Schlafe for an offensive rebound.
Steve, we talked about how Assumption's offense looked differently without J.T. In that first half when he was sitting on the bench. He just does so many good things for this particular team. Rebounding, getting in the basket, creating for teammates, can obviously shoot it. So 33-25, but a nice putback for JT, who now has the last 4 for Assumption.
Jack Wiedmeyer with 2 fouls. Tratz all the way to the basket, puts his head down, can't finish. Tipped up again. Tipped off the bottom of the backboard. And it's going to be Assumption basketball with 10:14 to go. Get Culligan Water for only $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water at CulliganH2O.com. That's CulliganH2O.com.
Hey, Culligan, man.
Owen Hagen. Schlafer in the corner. Hands off to Manny Schultz. Maybe poked away by Jaden King for Wild Rose on that entry pass. 9:55 to go.
So, Steve, even though Assumption has shot the 3 well. I think going to that 1-3-1, it was a really good decision for Wild Rose. It's really kept them in this ball game and given them a chance here to compete with 9:42 to go. Only down by 8 as King gets a touch.
And a rocket of a pass to Erdman and off his hands and out of bounds with 9:36 to go. As the weather starts to warm up, look to Rapids Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling in Wisconsin Rapids. They got more than 100 years of making your home and business comfortable. Call Rapids Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling today. 9:30 to go in this one, 33-25. Just past the bottom half of the hour here in Wild Rose. Steve Mapes, Paul J. Glinsky, and Dan Lau from Wild Rose High School. Game 2 of our girls-boys doubleheader. Jack Wiedmeyer 3 short and rebounded by Jackson Zacharias with 9:15 remaining.
Jack needs to get himself a smaller pair of shoes. They actually signaled that was a 2. He had a toenail on the line. So, again, if he can go a half size smaller, that would have been a 3.
Timeout's going to be taken by Wild Rose. We'll do the same 30-second timeout back after this quick break. Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Wild Rose basketball, 9:05 to go here in Wild Rose. Non-conference boys basketball action here this afternoon, early afternoon. We passed 4:30 here in Wild Rose.
Steve, one of the things that we had talked about,
Jaden King, a good entry pass from Tratz, and King puts it in. He's got 4.5.
Right on cue, was trying to get King post touches to see if he can take a look at it. Down the stretch here, I would expect Wild Rose, since they're this close, to really try to feed King as they look to ramp up the pressure out of that 1-3-1 all of a sudden.
Schlafer in the corner, lost it for a second, dribbles through it. Back out to Wiedmeyer. Nystrom hesitated that time. Schlafer in the corner for 3. Perfect for JT.
Fortunate break for Assumption there. JT ended up fumbling that ball, and they did not call it a double dribble, which I think is the right call, by the way. And then he was able to go ahead and shake free on the other side. But a lot of times that's a ball that could be called, and that's a big swing in momentum in this game.
Tratz, Erdman, quick 3 is in and out. Rebound taken by Jack Wiedmeyer. Schlafer into the front court. All the way to the basket, right hand for JT is good.
Unsung hero on that play, Manny Schultz, who was able to go ahead and not only secure a huge rebound, but to start the transition for Assumption as they make a little burst in there, find themselves up 11.
It's going to be a full timeout taken by the Wildcats. We'll be back after this quick break. Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Keflatiri, Kefla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and we have a huge savings for you. Supplier pricing for everyone on all remaining 23 models. Over 50 to choose from. Stop on in and talk to one of our sales consultants today.
.802 to go here in this one. The Assumption Royals 38, Wild Rose Wildcats 27. As Wild Rose takes the basketball, down by 11 here at home. Royals looking for 2 girls-boys doubleheader sweeps. It's going to be foul on JT with 7:52 to go in the ball game. Assumption looking for another girls-boys doubleheader sweep. They swept Athens Thursday, Friday. Looking for a doubleheader sweep here today against Wild Rose.
Speaking of going back and looking at film, that Athens game was really entertaining. Athens is a Division V girls team in the Pacelli sectional. Looking forward just at the Zaleski VIP rankings, that's kind of a 1-4 matchup. I think that'd be an outstanding regional final between those two teams.
There's a three-pointer for Erdman in the corner. Logan Erdman, another triple for Wild Rose.
Erdman is planning a trip to Disney World because he's officially riding Splash Mountain as he's gone ahead and found a nice hot hand. Really nice looking shot for him. 38-30, back to a single-digit lead with 7:20 to go.
Nystrom with it on the left wing. Dribbles, lost it. Good hands by the Wildcats. Tratz with it. Chase Lieberg with 4 fouls with 7:05 to go.
See if Chase can go ahead and get himself into a little bit of a rhythm. He's unfortunately picked up a lot of some foul troubles in bursts here, so he's had a lot of time sitting, but Assumption could definitely use some contribution from him.
Schlafer comes away with it for the Royals. Chase Lieberg in transition.
Right on cue. Again, that's the value that Chase brings. Nice find by Lieberg as they run the floor, extending it back to 40-30, 6:45 here to go.
Jackson Zacharias with it for the Wildcats. Evan Tratz on the right wing. Up and 2 more for Tratz.
That is a strong move by Evan Tratz. Just a good-looking ball player.
6:25 to go. Royals lead by 8. Right side for Wiedmeyer. Down low to Schlafer on the left side. Good find, good finish.
A good point guard can really get into the lane and carve up a 1-3-1. Wiedmeyer, again, proving once again that diagonal pass with penetration really hurts the zone. Well done by Jack. Back to a 10-point ball game.
6 minutes to go. Zacharias on the left wing. Gets a screen from Jaden King. Skips it out to Bowen, right side for Tratz. Top of the key for Zacharias. Hesitated on the 3, Erdman. Bowen, right side, turns. The lefty is up and good. Nice move by the sophomore Wyatt Bowen.
Wyatt with a little show and go as the two teams are trading baskets. This game has really done a nice job of getting flow. 5:30 here to go. Should have an exciting finish.
Wiedmeyer, Ron Board. Back out to Nystrom. Board at the left elbow. Wiedmeyer resets things here for the Royals. 5:15 to go in the ball game. 42-34 Assumption.
Jack trying to get the troops in position where he wants.
Schlafer on the right wing. Board back out to Nystrom. He's going to try another 3. High arcing triple is good for Logan Nystrom.
The ball movement by Assumption there was absolutely spectacular. And again, that started with Jack Wiedmeyer just positioning his players where he wanted them. You cannot undersell the value of a senior point guard that's played a lot of basketball.
And a foul is going to go on Assumption. It's going to go on Jack Wiedmeyer. That'll be his 3rd. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a free quote from Kerry Van Aert State Farm on auto, homeowners, life insurance, renters, and more. For both Scotts Rapids and Marshfield, find Kerry Van Aert State Farm on Facebook to get started.
Next foul by Assumption will put Wild Rose to the line for bonus the rest of the way. Owen Hagan back in the ball game. JT Schlafer going ahead and getting a break.
Jackson Zacharias with it. Hands it off to Tratz. Gets a screen from Bowen. There's going to be an offensive foul, I believe, on Jaden King for Wild Rose.
RBJ.
It'll go on Jaden King. For any size job, when you need equipment, look to Wood Street Rentals, offering a great variety of rental equipment to help you get the job done with delivery service to any job site. That's Wood Street Rentals. Jack Wiedmeyer taking a quick breather before likely entering back in to finish up this game. Owen Hagen with it on the left side. Back over to Nystrom. Release 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Bowen. For Wild Rose.
So there's a little bit of a difference there, Steve. The first time, the last time on the floor, it was a good rhythm. The zone swung. It's a possession you want. I mean, anytime you get a good look out of Logan, obviously you're going to be happy with it as a coach. But there's a difference between I shot the first one versus I shot it in a rhythm and made that zone swing.
Tratz out to Erdman. He's going to try it again. Left it short. It's going to go out of bounds. Spectrum Benefit Solutions has offices located throughout central Wisconsin. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is a group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, and life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with businesses of any size to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook. Get started today.
JT once again got up holding that leg, so we talked about that on the opening tip. Looks like maybe he got kneed in that, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and battle through it.
Hagen out to Nystrom. Lieberg kicks it out. Right side for Schlafer. JT's going to try a three, in and out. Rebounded by King and taken by the Wildcats. 11-point game, 3:40 to go.
Once again, outstanding ball movement versus the zone by assumption. It sets up a good look, just unfortunately unable to knock it down.
Tratz against Schlafer in the lane. Puts his head down, and he's going to get called for the travel with 3:26 to go. Metallico of Wisconsin Rapids is a leading producer of high-quality aluminum products, proud supporter of Wisconsin Rapids community athletics. Metallico has a number of openings to grow your career locally. Find your next career path at Metallico in Wisconsin Rapids.
And right on cue, in comes the ball game. In comes Jack Wiedemeyer down the stretch after getting about a minute below by Coach Baltz to go ahead and get that finishing lineup on the floor.
3:20 to go here in this one. Royals lead by 11, 45-34. Schlafer down low to Wiedemeyer. Back out to JT. Back out Wiedemeyer. Kicks out. What a good look there. Nystrom left it short. Rebound taken by Erdman for Wild Rose.
Even though the three doesn't fall, my compliments to Chase Lieberg, who just made a terrific pass. That's outstanding vision to find that.
We'll be back after this quick break on Zaleski Sports.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota subcompact and compact tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota subcompact or compact tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months and save $1,000. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Your local Kubota dealer is Chili Implement, located 1 mile north of Highway 10 in Chili.
A reminder, today's broadcast is brought to you in part by SC Swiderski. An SCS apartment or home is where you want to live, work, and play all throughout central Wisconsin, the Chippewa Valley, and the Fox Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Visit scswiderski.com for more. Stop Construction. They're a premier builder of municipal and industrial water and wastewater treatment systems in the Midwest. Stop Construction has been partnering with private and public customers since 1984. Stop Construction has its own service and fabrication department to assist with any municipal or industrial situation. Stop Construction, 100% employee-owned company. Wild Rose, 2 timeouts remaining. Assumption with 3. It's an 11-point Royals lead here with 2:57 to go.
So, again, timeout by Wild Rose. Again, I still think there's enough time to go ahead and feed the post, but you'd really love to go ahead and knock down a triple and then see if we get a little full court pressure from Wild Rose, which is what I assume they're going to try to set up.
Right side for Zacharias. Puts his head down. Evan Tratz got it poked away momentarily. Hits the floor. Ball still loose. Nystrom comes away with it. Schlafer into the front court. He's going to get fouled. Plenty of fouls to give for Wild Rose here with 2:29 to go. Maybe too many fouls to give for Wild Rose. Down 11.
Yeah, one of those deals, which is the good news is that you've been showing your hands, moving your feet most of the half. The bad news is you've been showing your hands and moving your feet most of the half. So I think that's well said, Steve. I don't have much to add.
Schlafer back out to Chase Lieberg. 2:20 to go in this one. Left side for Ron Board. He poked out of bounds back to Assumption. Solaris customers have enjoyed the same low price for 5 years running. No tricks, no gimmicks, no kidding. Packages starting at $49.99 a month. Visit Solaris.net today to learn more.
I am a loyal Solaris customer, and I will tell you that their reliability.
Ron Board comes away with the rebound. Chase Lieberg with it. Out to JT Schlafer. Schlafer down to Board, got quadruple teamed, and Ron will head back to the Serve Pro Jamie Wetzel free throw line. Call Jamie Wetzel at Serve Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened.
Yeah, just to finish that thought, I've been so happy with Solaris. Their reliability for internet has been outstanding. We've been happy with the price. It's been so fast. But again, your internet, when it's out, you really miss it. I just no issues with that whatsoever. Solaris does a great job.
Unbelievable customer service as well. We moved to the Rapids area. About 5 years ago, and it has obviously not gone up since then. So all of our games at Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln, Wisconsin Rapids Assumption, all those games powered with the internet from our friends at Solaris. Ron Board goes 1 for 2.
So a 12-point lead, 2 minutes to go. Even down the stretch for both of these teams, especially with March being right around the corner, a lot of value in this. You get a chance to work on some end-of-game scenario. Obviously, both teams would like to go ahead and get the win, but it's going to be important for both teams to go ahead and play against different competition going forward.
Give me an offensive foul on Evan Tratz with 1:42 to go. Made a Custom Apparel in Stevens Point provides quality decorated apparel from hometown schools and summer teams to corporate and team outings, along with promotional items and sporting goods. That's Made a Custom Apparel Business Park, Stevens Point. 1:42 to go in this one. Royals leading by 12, 46-34.
And again, if you're interested in how did this game affect my team, what's the seed looking like, what does that potentially go on the road, again, go to Zaleski Sports, become a VIP member. Zaleski working with the computer formula similar to what the WIAA has. You can really get a good view of what that looks like looking at the brackets.
No rush for the Royals. 1:20 to go in this one. Again, boys bracket projections coming out on Tuesday. Girls coming out on Monday. And then Mike Wendlandt said he's going to try and put one together on Saturday night. See how close he is to what the WIAA computer will have on Sunday morning.
Is Mike Wendlandt the Joe Lenardi of Zaleski Sports? Is that
pretty
the same?
gosh darn close?
I like it. I like it. It's been so fun to watch Zaleski Sports continue to go ahead and grow and develop. Obviously expanding into the Milwaukee market where they were able to bring in the Arrowhead game today versus Marquette. What an instant classic. Again, if you've not checked it out, taking a look at it. Certainly over in the western part of the state where Eau Claire Memorial looks like they're going to be a really tough basketball team on the boys and girls side of it. Girls are projected as a 1 seed. Obviously we've seen some coverage over in Kaukauna, especially on the football side. So, the network continues to grow and do great things.
50 seconds to go here in this one. Logan Erdman fouled out of the game. Their 3-point shooter for Wild Rose, and now JT will head to the free throw line for 1-1 here with under a minute to go. Wisconsin River Orthopedics encourages you to stop living with the pain. Come see them and let's get you back to living your life to the fullest for joint pain, rehabilitation, urgent care, and more. Come to Wisconsin River Orthopedics in Wisconsin Rapids.
As JT knocks down the first free throw, again, Dr. Dolman and the crew at Wisconsin River Orthopedics just do an excellent job over there. If you do have an injury, go check them out. They'll definitely get you taken care of. As Assumption looks to go ahead and extend that to a 14-point lead, 48-34, 50 seconds to go. If you're just kind of tuning in, checking it out late, this has been a very competitive back and forth game. It started off very physical, then it got good game flow. I thought the crew did a great job of getting the athletes underneath. Wild Rose really came out and made a nice run here in the second half. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little too late.
The end one for Zacharias. Lieberg will foul out with 37 seconds to go. Jackson Zacharias' first basket here in the second half.
They're going to give that foul to Ron Board, not Lieberg. So it's going to be, I believe, Ron's second. Chase still with the 4. 36-48, 37 seconds to go.
Yeah, we'll keep it here as JT Schlafer, 1 point in the first half, 13 here in the second half. As a reminder that our friend Brian Roosh is your Central Wisconsin Whitetail Property Land Specialist. Turn to Brian for all your hunting property questions and needs. That's Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties.
I'll tell you what, you get a combination of Whitetail Properties and Fleet Farm, you can't go wrong. Yeah. But again, if you're in looking for some land, definitely give our friend Brian Roosh a call. Great Assumption supporter, lots of different properties available all throughout the state.
Absolutely. As we had mentioned, great crowd watching online today. Appreciate you all making us part of your Saturday afternoon here on Zaleski Sports. Coming up at about 7:15 will be Merrill and DC Everest girls basketball. And then, as we mentioned, going through the schedule for Monday, Wittenberg-Burnhamwood is at Pacelli in boys basketball. We've got Fond du Lac at Kaukauna boys basketball. Columbus Catholic is at Spencer in girls basketball. And La Crosse Central will make the trip to Eau Claire memorial in girls basketball.
Speaking of girls basketball in the lacrosse area, shout out to Dave Donarski and the Aquinas Blue Golds, who just won their 100th straight Mississippi Valley Conference game.
Yeah.
That spans over 8 years. Obviously, you've had Lexi Donarski, Macy Donarski, now Samantha Davis come through there, which is very impressive as we get a foul on King on the rebound. It's going to be Board that's going to go ahead and go to the free throw line. But obviously they've had a wide variety of players that's come through Assumption year in, year out, or excuse me, Assumption on the brain. Aquinas year in, year out, one of the better programs around. But congratulations, Coach Donarski and the Blue Golds, as that's one of the really more impressive streaks. That ranks right up there, in my opinion, with Blackhawk, who I believe in girls basketball in Division 5, and that's got to be 5-6 years ago, I think rattled off 71, 72. Maybe it was even more than that straight, but over a couple of different seasons with Bailey Butler and Natalie Weisinger now at Wisconsin, that was just an impressive run.
I think that was that as Ron Board airballs the free throw. That may have been that. I think that streak ended. Streak was ended by 3 Lakes, right? State semifinal.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that
right. Year.
But that might have been at the Lacrosse Center. I kind of like that year. I can't exactly remember who won that year, but I think it ended pretty well for Assumption.
Bowen for 3 off the mark. As that was a heck of a game. 3 Lakes knocking off Blackhawk, and then Assumption winning 2 games that day, state championship.
Assumption beat a very talented McDonald Central team, and then turned around to beat 3 Lakes team as JT goes end to end. And gets a nice finish.
What a finish for JT. 15 second half points for Schlafer. And that'll end it here tonight from Wild Rose. Final score, Assumption 50, Wild Rose 36. Nasonville area postgame show coming up next. We'll take a quick break, come back and wrap this one up here on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Keflatiri, Kefla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Welcome back to Wild Rose High School, Nacenville Dairy postgame show. Nacenville Dairy, get your fresh cheese curds at nacenvilledairy.com or in Marshfield or in Curtis. Team Aves, Paul Jaglinski, Dan Lau here from Wild Rose High School as the Assumption Royals complete the sweep here again tonight as Assumption wins the boys game 50-36. JT Schlafer, 15 second-half points. Logan Nystrom with 9 as Jack Wiedmeyer finishes the game with 8. Owen Hagen with 8 first-half points finishes with those 8 points tonight. But what a gutsy game, a very physical game here tonight for a big-time Assumption win.
Yeah, first of all, compliment to Wild Rose. First time I've seen them on the year. They came in with 5 wins. That appears to be a team that certainly did not give up, played hard in the home court, and made that a very competitive second-half ball game. For Coach Paltz, again, it's nice to go ahead and stack back-to-back wins. I'm looking forward to seeing with what the Zaleski Sports VIP bracket projects them out as. In that bracket, you're obviously looking at Marshall or Catholic Columbus, being on that side. You've got Royal from state last year. But, again, that's an Assumption team that's young and improving. And when Schlafer gets going and, Logan starts making shots, they're going to be a tough out. I think for somebody kind of down the road in that matchup. So a really fun ball game. Again, the girls win over Wild Rose in the first ball game as well here today. So again, it's an Assumption sweep, but a great day of high school basketball here on Zaleski Sports and in Wild Rose. So thank you to Wild Rose again for hosting us and having us. It was a fun day of basketball here in the gym.
Absolutely. As the Assumption Royals again get the girls-boys doubleheader sweep here today. As we will sign off from Wild Rose High School, the girls back in action Tuesday at Marathon, Thursday at Abbotsford, and the boys back in action Friday at Abbotsford and Saturday at home. For Paul Jaglinski and Dan Lau, this is Steve Maves. Thank you all for making us part of your Saturday afternoon and sticking with us all day here on Zaleski Sports. Final score from the boys game, 50-36. Assumption picks up the win. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. We'll talk to you again next week right here on Zaleski Sports. Good night.